So thank you everybody for coming here today. I want to mention to you that this is really a press conference about the same kind of thing we have been talking about, including the last press conference. There really hasn't been a whole lot of change with regard to housing. And I mentioned last press conference, what, 4 months ago, that this, I believe, was our new normal. I still think that's the case. Not a lot is going on with housing, but we do have just some minimal changes. Certainly, the one that I think most people are interested in is the median price. It actually fell just a bit. Our median price now went to $330,000 from $368,000 this third quarter last year. So again, we're comparing quarter to quarter, not year to date. So we are down this quarter compared to last year this quarter by about 10%. The thing is, we did go up in terms of closed sales. Again, looking at the single sheet, comparing single-family residences, we went up just about 2.7% on closed sales compared this quarter to this quarter last year. So far, so good. That's the good news. I guess, you know, you don't like to see your median prices go down, but that is what's real, and it is true. It's a buyer's market. So this is not necessarily bad news for everybody. It's good news for buyer's market, and it's also good news for renters who may be wanting to take the jump and buy something in today's market where they maybe couldn't have afforded it before. And maybe, Scott, you are seeing a little bit of that. I'm not sure, but there are so many more benefits to current renters who want to buy a home. It's just you know, better for them, typically better for their neighborhoods and the like. Moving down on this single sheet of paper, condos and townhomes, if you look, now we'll talk about those, total city county, they have really decreased. We've gone down like almost 27%, 78 were sold in the quarter last year compared to third quarter this year to 67. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. I should put my glasses on. 57. Thank you, Paca. Nobody likes to put their glasses on. The median sale price, it went up just slightly, 1.1%. For condos and townhomes, $265,000 the third quarter last year to what is currently $268,000 in terms of the median price. Again, up 1.1%. So, you know, that's not a great earth-shaking number, but it's better than before. And certainly anything else, duplexes, there was not a whole lot happening. One closed. Mobile homes, not a whole lot happening there. Residential land, very few sold, probably 17 sold versus the 28 parcels of land in the quarter last year in comparison. So typically, you know, it's kind of hard to compare land because some of them have improvements and some don't. But overall, that's what we're seeing. The new listings, this quarter, we have 687 new listings. And the last quarter, we had, at this time, we had 816. So new listings have gone down about 15.8%. That's, I think, good news because it turns us into a little bit more balanced market. Pending sales have also gone down. This quarter, we had 298 pending sales. The quarter last year, this same time, we had 336. So it's gone down about 11%. Look to closed sales. This again, this number is a little bit different in your sheet because we're comparing residential. So on this chart, they're combined, but if you want to take a look at the sheet itself, for closed sales, we had 265 of single-family homes this quarter, and last quarter it was 259, an increase of 2.7. On this chart, when you include the condos and townhomes, you have the 330 closed sales this quarter versus 343 last quarter of last year. Days on the market, This is a statistic we do like to see go down and in the negative. So we're down just a little bit on days on the market, 224 days versus 243 this quarter last year. So it's good for sellers because the sooner their homes sell, of course, the better they can move on with their lives. And certainly, you know, it just helps the market move. We've talked about the median sales price. Again, this number includes condos and single-family homes, but how we look at it in the housing statistics that we prepare and find more meaningful is to separate them out. Again, this quarter, the single-family median price is $330,000. Compared to including everyone, it's $305,210. The average sales price. This isn't a number we really, you know, put a lot of stock into because it's just the average of what's sold rather than, you know, realistic of the market, and it's so changeable each time. So right now, the average sales price for the quarter 3 2011 is $432,704 compared to 2010, $453,955. And this is an interesting item that we always use to price homes in our industry, and we also use this to discuss with sellers what is the likelihood of them getting the price that they want to list their property at. And of course, certain times that price comes down throughout the listing period. Especially in this market, I think prices have come down certainly a bit, but homes are still getting sold, so that's a good thing. Right now, year-to-date, third quarter, buyers are getting about 88–89% of the list price, whereas last year it was at 90%. So that's not really much of a change. So that's another little bit of stability, and you know, houses are worth what people are willing to pay. And the other part of this, I think we have to remind ourselves in any of this data, is that we are still seeing foreclosures and short sales, all the distressed properties come through the system. And I don't think we really yet have a handle on how many more are to come. But we've been dealing with this kind of market and distressed properties for several years now. So it seems to me that, you know, with the old adage, what goes up must come down, what goes down hopefully goes back up. So once we get through all the distressed properties, hopefully things will stabilize and we'll see a market that we can probably count on for years to come. I think that will satisfy a lot of sellers, that will satisfy a lot of buyers, that it's time to make a move. So as far as the housing affordability index, we are now at 107 for the Santa Fe region, which means that prospective buyers now earn or qualify and earn 107% of what it takes to qualify for a mortgage. You may have information on that is similar, but that's what these reports indicate to us. So that's not a bad thing. That has gone up since this quarter last year from 92%, which means not many or not all people who wanted to and could afford and had jobs could afford a home. The inventory of homes for sale, our listings have gone down. We're now at 1794 this quarter compared to 2374 last quarter, and then the year before in 2009 it was almost 2500. So that's a good thing in terms of the real estate market, because you want to create a more balanced market, and that's what keeps things moving forward. So we have actually decreased about 21% from this time last year. And now it's taking about 16.8 months to sell a house, to sell all of the houses we have on, if we could sell them all, on our plate. So the absorption rate is 16.8 months, and last quarter this time it was 21.9. So houses are moving through the market. The median sales price has gone down slightly. There have been a few more closed sales this quarter compared to this third quarter last year. So, you know, I would say it's somewhat more stable. The numbers aren't certainly a great deal of pluses in terms of percentages, but it's a much more stable market. I think sellers are probably getting a little more realistic in terms of what kinds of prices they can command for their homes. And that is what we're working with this quarter, and we'll get to see what will happen in the fourth quarter.